Welcome back to Detail Productions. Today, we're going to talk about another EV plant that bites the dust. Well, not exactly, but is it going to? Let's talk about this after the intro. Hey guys, so the plant that we are talking about is the Ultium Cells LLC plant, which is a joint venture between General Motors and LG Energy Solutions. It's located in Spring Hill, Tennessee, right next to GM's long running assembly operations there, in the same complex that built the Saturn back in the day and right up until the current modern Cadillac Lyriq EV. GM built this plant kind of during a time when EVs were all the rage and that, and EVs were the future. Gasoline cars were going to be gone in the next 10 years. And well, like a lot of the manufacturers, they were a little bit overzealous with this. Unfortunately, today, it's actually the workers that are paying the price for this, because the workers are the ones who's, well, they're not losing their jobs yet, but I don't know. It's not looking good at the moment. This just happened recently in Ontario, Canada, where they shuttered a plant basically there. It was kind of doing this EV delivery van, which I was a little skeptical when they did this, because this was such a niche product. I guess they thought they were going to sell millions of these things. And yeah, well, they're all kind of sitting there collecting dust. So let's get into the story here on this one. It was October 29, 2025. GM filed an official WARN notice, which is the worker adjustment and retraining notification. Basically, a legal filing that tells employees of a temporary layoff that's going to be starting very soon. The date that's been announced is January 5th, 2026. A temporary production pause, if you will. And it's a pretty long pause, because they're saying at this point it's going to be mid 2026. I mean, when you're a worker there trying to feed your family, that's a heck of a long time to be without a paycheck. They will be getting unemployment benefits and that, but it does not, make up for the loss in wages there. So, what's happening here? Well, there's a few things. Sudden slowdown. Well, it's been coming for a while. I mean, EV demand just is not what General Motors or any automaker thought it was going to be. A large part of this has to do with the government getting rid of free money for EVs, something I've advocated against, because I think if you really truly believe a product is that great, it should be able to stand on its own 2 feet without government subsidies and without taxpayers paying for the company to produce this product. GM has lost millions of dollars this year. I think the number was 1.2 billion up until this point this year through EV production. I mean, General Motors is a large company that can withstand some of this stuff for at least in the short term. It hits Stellantis a lot harder, because Stellantis has a lot of issues already. On top of this, with a lot of the other stuff we've talked about with quality issues, consumer confidence in the product, and that. So, yeah, it's going to hit them a lot harder than it will hit General Motors. Also, this kind of adds to Ohio and Michigan, where GM has also paused or slowed down a lot of the production that has to do with EV plants there. Now, why is the Spring Hill community a big deal? Well, the plant basically hired hundreds of high-tech jobs, brought them to the area, and now these people are all being laid off. They came in with great excitement. Now they're being laid off. Not a good situation. So GM insists the site is strategic, meaning it's part of a long-term EV future. But the problem is, I think this is going to be a lot longer term than what a lot of people originally anticipated. The government's stance on EVs has changed since the administration changed. Consumers are not adopting the product the way that way that the government and companies thought they were going to. I still think hybrids are going to be much more likely to be the future than EVs, at least in any kind of the near future that I can see. So, if the EVs continue to slide, I think this could go on a lot longer than what we think. Now, on the flip side, if GM is pulling back resources from this and they're not spending money on this, it gives them a lot more opportunity to go into the traditional ICE engines, performance vehicles, which is, where the industry is at the moment. Maybe put some more research into hybrids, because hybrids give people something that the EVs don't: familiarity. You're still running on a gasoline engine, but you're being assisted by an electric motor to give you better fuel economy. And I think a lot more people are going to adopt that a lot more easily and a lot quicker than they will to any full-on EV, which is something that's totally foreign to most people. So as GM retools, upgrades, regroups, one thing is clear: EV revolution is not as smooth or as easy as one had first thought. You talked to somebody a couple of years ago about this and said that EVs were not the future and that gasoline cars were still going to be, around. The Hemi would be back. People would have said you're nuts. Not today. I think the way things are going right now is a lot more realistic. I think it's a lot more attainable. So I think a lot of the car companies are basically getting a reality check here. You still have to produce what your customers want. People showed the government at the polls last time that they wanted freedom of choice. They chose a candidate who would give that to them, even for his other faults that we won't go into that. I don't want to go down. I don't want to get into politics right now too much. But basically, I think that a large part of what the new administration got in on was people getting freedom of choice in a lot of areas, car manufacturers, and that being one of them. People don't want to be told what to buy. You don't force them. The more you force them, the less likely they are to adopt it. And that's the problem, I'm going to say, with the EV mandates is people get their backs up with that because they don't want to be told what to do. And I think that's completely fair. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think this is going to be a long-term shutdown? Do you think it will come back up mid-2026? How long do you think before there's ever, if ever, a shift to full-on EVs? Do you think it's going to happen? If you do, how long do you think it's going to be? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Anyhow, that's my view from behind the wheel. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.